What's this where?
Well, hey guys, my name is Ushe Benene, and today I am here with Jeffrey Oduman. So today we're about to dive deeply into a um, very deep topic, Christianity. So just to give a little bit of a background story, um, this interview is going to be based mostly on my personal views and somehow his personal views as well. So, okay, can you get us off with the first question, Jeff?
So, are you a Christian?
Okay. So I often get this question, and how I answer it is often not normally how a normal person would answer it. So, no and yes. No, in the sense that I do not typically believe in Christianity, and yes, in the sense that I am inherently a Christian, as my family is Christian.
Mm-hmm. So, why is your family Christian and you are not Christian? Like, where did you at what point did you divert or change?
So it all started when I noticed that I was very different from my siblings and my parents as well. So typically, I'm a person who often tries to challenge norms, especially when they don't come with any answers. So my siblings were very much okay with following a religion that they knew not much about, and it kind of got to me. So I feel like after moving away from home, it kind of gave me a space to actually be free to ask questions on why is Christianity like this, how come Christianity is like this, and it kind of led me to the point I am at right now.
Okay, so you don't believe in Christianity, that's out of the way. So, what do you think happens after you die?
So lately, the idea of death is that when people die, they stop functioning. So the reason why is another reason why I am so scared of believing in Christianity is because growing up, Christianity has been a very big anchor of not only my life but also my siblings' life. So the idea of Christianity kind of like giving you rules to follow and rules not to follow on how you should actually live your life was the one thing that got to me, because whenever I would ask questions, I would be told not to ask questions and to believe fully and faithfully, which was something that never really made sense to me. So the whole idea of there being an afterlife or a heaven kind of gets to me, because what if one day I die and that's just it? There is no heaven.
But what if there is a heaven
If there is a
and a hell?
heaven,
Yeah.
then that would be my choice, because I feel like I'm willing to take the risk to not believe that there is a heaven so that I can live the life that I'm sure of right now, instead of living my life right now in order to live a better life after death, which is also not certain for me.
Okay, life after death is you think it's not there really, or do you think it's there? Like, if you could answer that.
I feel like putting such stakes on something like that, you would need some sort of concrete proof. You know what I mean? Like at least some sort of evidence to show. At least some sort of evidence to show. So as I was saying, what was I saying? So as I was saying, something like that,
There's no proof.
I wouldn't. There's no such thing. There's not even any form of proof.
But I mean, I know, okay, the world is almost split halfway in the middle. Some people believe in life after death. Some people believe life after death is a hoax, doesn't exist at all. But what if those half were true, that believe in life after death? Like, isn't there a fear? You've heard the stories of hell and the fire. Like, isn't there a fear that you could experience that for eternity? And the reasoning that this life that you're living on earth is just literally 0% of the full life that stretches to eternity, and how you want to live that longer life based on how you've lived in this very short and insignificant life.
Okay, so to answer that, Christianity has a very complex ideology. So, looking at the other half, which believes that there is a heaven after death, how I see it is that I would rather live this life that I have right now to the fullest and sacrifice living maybe in a hell per se after death, because to be honest, there's a 50% chance that there even is a hell after death. So I would rather sacrifice my life afterwards to live the life I'm living now than to sacrifice my life now to live a life that I'm not even sure exists after death. And the whole idea of, if you don't believe in Christianity, you go to hell, but somehow in the Bible it says that even Christians go to hell, which is something that also has been on my mind. So even if I am a Christian, there's still a chance that I might go to hell, even if I do believe in hell.
Mm. So what is your form of spirituality then? Okay, if you have one, like you don't believe in Christianity, do you have any ways to connect to a greater presence, a greater being, or is that something that you just choose not to have completely? This guy is.
Sorry.
I'm not really asking that
Sure,
question.
sure.
It's fine.
So about that question, I've gotten that question a lot, and the idea of having a one God and a one spirit, which kind of like is in all of us, is something that somewhat makes sense to me. But then giving it a name and giving it a role and giving it characteristics is not necessarily something that I can actually, kind of steer my life in. So I do believe that there is that one spirit that connects all of us as humans, but I do not give it a face, I do not give it a name. I just purely believe that it exists.
Okay, closing question. You don't believe in Jesus, but at least you know who Jesus is and God. Is God black or white?
God
Who
is
says
not
black?
of color, he is not white, he is not black,
So-
he is
so-
truly a spirit.
So if he's not black, if he's not white, what is he? Like, he can't just be like.
Growing up in a Christian home, I've been told that God has no face. So if he has no face, he obviously has no race. It
What
even
about
rhymes.
the clothes that he's wearing? Are they white? Are they shining white or shining black?
I purely believe that there is no way to tell.
Okay. I guess we shall agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Ah,
Thank you guys for tuning in. So
like
that
and
was
subscribe.
the closing of a very, very deep conversation. As you may notice, Jeffrey is a pure Christian. He truly believes in God, while me, on the other side of the spectrum, am somebody who does not believe in God. And it was very interesting hearing the thoughts he has, the questions he has, and sharing my thoughts on how Christianity kind of impacts my life and what I think of it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.